Weston, Westerman.
Weston.
Okay, Friday. Hey, I hear a lot of talking and that's supposed to. Okay, Friday. Officers, you're here at 3:30. Everybody else, you're here at 4. Shivelbeins will be here on Thursday, so if your instrument needs some TLC or something, make sure it is over here under that board and your name written saying what's wrong. Otherwise, it will. Or we should have won the Color Guard Award too. And they finally sent it, so we get to put it back in, and then we need to take a picture and share with the cheerleaders, because I think they kind of thought maybe they didn't get anything, and that's not the case at all. I just had to argue it. I'm not really sure why I had to argue it, but hey, congratulations, they got their.
They said screw the cheerleaders.
Saxophone 1.
Mount Vernon finally got the
Part 1
scores,
and Part
here's
2.
how it's played out. So, I'm gonna go with that they had some complaints. Just because I never got a letter like this. All along the way that Keegan got to hear and I got to hear, so that was really.
You just like
Say Keegan was about to come out the parade block after a little kid with his trombone.
What do you do?
He was super rude and saying some pretty
This
hateful
little
stuff.
5-year-old kid goes, when's the real band gonna show up?
How dare you?
And then some person got mad at me for not looking at them. She goes, look at that big saxophone. Hey, I like your saxophone. And then she goes, look at me, I like your saxophone. And I was like, okay, I can't look at you.
Yeah, or the people that were blowing whistles by the bar that we went past trying to mess you guys up. That was fun too.
I didn't hear that.
I didn't hear that either.
I don't pay attention to other things when it happens.
I literally I
So
was staring at Maddie the entire parade.
whoever's in front of me, the back of their head was my
Straight
main
at Maddie.
concern.
Okay, so they scored things very oddly, not like any other parade or anything.
Getting our
period.
scores for parade, baby.
So
Not
they do
very.
it on music, marching, and maneuvering, and general effect, and that only those 3 categories. They don't do anything else. Everything is pretty much ranked on a score from 1 to 10 with a couple exceptions. So the judge that judged music gave you guys a 7 out of 10 for quality of depth and tone, 7 out of 10 for intonation, a 7 out of 10 for precision and balance across the ensemble, and a 6 out of 10 for expression, dynamics, and accents, for a total of 27 out of 40. Okay, then the next judge for marching and maneuvering,
We're actually good.
say he gave you a 5 out of 10 for rank, file, and alignment, which
I thought we were going
is
to
very
read.
understandable once I show you what happened when I see, because I saw the pictures.
Oh.
And then he gave you a 4 out of 10 for step size and uniformity and marching style. And gave a 5 out of 10 for body carriage and posture, instrument equipment, carriage, and equipment position and angle, for a 14 out of 30. So that's the one that hit us the hardest, and that is because, looking at the pictures, this is what happened.
When we got on that curve.
Well, the curve, you were done before that.
Oh no.
So here's the big courthouse steps where the judges
Very
were.
blurry.
And all of a sudden we went from a 2-lane highway to it split into a 3-lane highway. And when it split into a 3-lane highway, our banner did this.
Yeah.
Our cheerleaders tried to compensate
Oh, right.
and
No.
did this.
I remember that.
And then Maddie was doing here because she couldn't see because she was going backwards. And so we ended up with our band funky lopsided right in front of the judges. And then you went lopsided around the curve. And then it readjusted. So, future reference, we need to talk about when there's more than 2 lines on the highway. No big deal. And the little ones, they're little.
Yeah, they are
They were
little.
doing what they were supposed to. They marched down the center line and what they thought was the center line. I mean, and they did exactly what they were supposed to.
Yeah.
They had not been on a highway that had multiple lines.
Yeah.
In their defense, not their fault. And the cheerleaders were trying to, didn't know
No,
what
we
to do, because you had this group up here that was with the banner, and then this group over here who was trying to tell these cheerleaders that they needed to scoot over. And then by the time it was all,
And the rest of
It
them are
was
still
done.
forever.
and there was only 4 cheerleaders to try and compensate for that. So
I guess
it really
Murphy
was
has
more
3
like
every
that,
once in a while.
Yeah.
which looks even worse, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a justified and totally okay answer, and I know what happened. We know what happened. We fixed it for next time. Lesson learned. No big deal. All right, moving on. Also,
we did
marching
that.
at that point did not look pretty. I'm not really sure why. It may have had something to do with the cannon behind us, or the tons of music in front of us and behind us,
Or the marijuana.
or you know,
The secondhand high.
What happened at this parade?
Things.
We all got high.
Things
Miss
happen.
Miss A at the end, we're still walking, and all you hear from Miss A is, "I have never smelt so much weed in one place in my life."
Yeah.
That's the part I was still,
I heard a lot of
shocked
weed.
by.
I know.
Outside, man.
I'm like, it looks like you're in a smoke box.
Well, when I have to explain,
They hotboxed the outdoors.
Yeah, see, they hotboxed the outdoors.
so bad.
Okay, this is all okay. I'm getting a slight headache. What's that about?
It was extra fun for me when
A
parents
slight
were
headache?
signing up kids, because I had to explain to a couple of elementary parents. I'm like, hey, so if your kid didn't know what weed smelled like before, now they do. And they just kind of looked at me. I said, I apologize. Just felt like you should know.
Felt like you should know your kid was
They were
exposed.
very nice about it, but
I bet that was
what am I
awkward.
supposed to do when the 4th grader asks me, why does that smell so bad? What is that smell? What am I supposed to do? I'm not gonna lie.
Just in case you
Well, sir, that's
drug.
weed.
Don't
That's
do drugs,
weed.
kids.
I worked at a drive-thru.
It was worse than
It was bad.
Yeah, so
I work at a restaurant and I have like at least 4 or 5 groups that come in and are just not. I had someone try and smoke weed at her outside, and I was like, you can't do that. Like, you can smoke regular
Like,
cigarettes.
ma'am, can you get off my property?
This guy gave you probably the nicest remarks for the most part.
I mean,
He
there's
actually wrote some
children.
things
They had
down,
2
so
children with them.
Appreciate
Too.
him. So
like,
this is
come
the
on,
general
come on.
effects guy. He wrote down overall appearance of the unit and color scheme of the band. He gave you guys an 8 out of 10.
Nice.
Band front, flags, color guard, appearance, unit action, handling of equipment, and then he wrote palms, and he gave a 4 out of 6. And then drum major, he gave a 4 out of 6. And then
Go,
the
Maddie.
next part, it's the
Nice,
spirit of the
Maddie.
core, flash, general precision, unique effects. He gave you guys a 7 out of 8, and he wrote, thanks for being there, really enjoyed the song. And he gave you a 23 out of
We had another Michael Jackson fan.
another Michael Jackson. So that is
I told you.
the
I told you we were gonna have
the
one.
overalls, who got what.
Right before we
is-
started marching.
Okay, so
I
in
told you.
the
You can quote me on that
middle
one.
school, junior high level, Benton grade school 1 got 1st place. Mixed junior
Just at
high,
the end
high
of the
school,
year, don't
or
have
an
to post
enrollment
things like
of
at the end of the year, just make a
249 or
compilation.
less
No, we're already-
students at the high
already
school.
posting them.
Hey, quit talking. Ramsey High School got that one. And then high school enrollment of greater than 250. First place was Altamont High School. Second place was Bond County High School. Third place was Carbondale High School with best overall grand champion Harrisburg. Harrisburgers, the purple people that show up with.
Purple
like,
people.
You know, the real cool people.
I want to be part of Harrisburg's band.
I want to be them.
Was Ramsey the one that whenever we got done, they were still standing there?
No, that was Murphy. Or not, that was not Murphy, sorry, Mount Vernon. They go last in their parade instead of first.
Who was in
Why would
front
you
of
do
us
that?
then?
What
But
losers.
Ramsey was the band that was 2 bands behind us. Vandalia was right behind us, and then Ramsey was directly behind them.
Who was in front of us?
They played several different tunes. They had like 4 or 5 different things
Who's
that
playing
they,
September?
How did they memorize
and they
all
have
that?
different whistle commands to
could-
go for
I
each
could do
song. So each roll off has a different whistle command.
Imagine.
That was further back. I don't know who that was. I think maybe Altamont. That
They're
might
like
have
the
been them.
people.
Songs specifically from one big group. They only take like an hour for It's not
Yeah, that's funny. No, that's not happening for us.
I think we could do it. I really do. We're
You know,
not
I think it's
bad.
I think it'd be really easy to memorize
Like at
them.
the Drumline show, and they just did kind of a Beautiful Dark Twisted
Go
Fantasy.
through those 6
I think it'd be.
scales on your
Oh,
own.
I'll sing.
I did it like that.
6.
Cool.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I feel like I'm at a disadvantage.
Oh, okay.
I've been playing the drum.
Alright, get out 25 or 64.
25 or 64.
Oh, I was really
Hey,
talking
how's
for
it
a second there. I was like, what are you talking about?
I got it. Don't
Back
worry.
to back.
Warning. We played this once.
This is time for loud noises. Trigger warning, loud noises. And this is 25 or 6 to 4, recorded by Chicago.
I know you laugh that, but your lips are
I want you to take 30 seconds, and I would like you to take those 30 seconds
Remember.
focusing primarily on
E,
17
F,
through 41.
G, A, B.
Really, really focus on trying to get some rhythms and be accurate with the rhythm. 17 to 41, and I'm
You
going
look
to give you
really
about 30
stupid
seconds
while
to
playing.
minute. Go.
We do. Why'd you do it high?
I wanted to do it.
Okay, 30 seconds up. Here we
I
go.
love that part.
They're on
Me too.
17.
This not having B flats is really getting me.
17. Here we go. Right on it. No pressure.
F sharps, baby.
So sit up nice and straight.
There's a few
Tap the
D
foot,
sharps in
cross
there,
your legs,
which is
all
same
the
as
things
E
you
flat,
do.
D with pinky.
Here we go. 17. 1, 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 17. Here you go. And 1, 2. Okay, if you are a 16 note person between 17 and 33, you have to make sure you're thinking before you end up, before it happens. It's part of subdividing in your head, otherwise you will never, ever make it.
I have no idea. Ours sounded real good.
Okay? Next,
Ours is like
if
on
you
point.
are a
Not to brag or anything.
flute, I
Just saying.
believe, clarinet,
Everyone.
and it's going to be a
Saxon.
measure.
Saxon.
Yep,
Oh,
35.
L.
Okay, that one, you just gotta get in your fingers. That's all it comes down to. It's not a
I
hard
don't like the
rhythm.
angle of this.
It's just a lot of up
I'm
and
lining
down
up
and
the
getting
circle
in
with
your
my
fingers.
eyeliner.
That's all it is. Okay, so here
I'm
we go. I
so
want to
sorry
hear
you have
those
to
people
watch
at
this.
35. I don't think anybody else has them.
No, no, you enjoy it.
You enjoy it. I'm gonna fall asleep to these. I'm gonna play them and fall asleep.
I'm gonna be like, alright, I need Tessa's voice.
So it's just
Sleep.
one and make sure you come in at the right time. Okay, so flutes, Hey,
Sus.
not an option right now, Brian. Sorry. Okay, so flutes go. Watch out. There's an E natural. That's gonna be the one that gets you,
I forgot
right?
about that.
C sharp and the E natural, right? Okay, so clarinets for you guys, it's the G flat, right? And then honestly, the rest of it's not
Stay.
bad. It's just the G flat and the high
You're the
E.
star of the band.
But you've done the high E flat.
You're the star of the
It's
band,
G flat that
one.
gets you. Okay.
We're explaining
Here
to
we go,
Caleb
let's
how
try
he's
it. Flutes and
important to
clarinets,
us.
number 35, real slow. 1 and 2 and 3 and
Not us.
4 and flutes and clarinets. 35 go.
I was like, no.
And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so let's just get
I like
and
that.
2 and. That's it. All I
If they
want,
did
and
it
2
right,
and.
I would have liked it.
Okay, here we go.
I
1,
wouldn't have.
2.
Saxophones are
and
superior.
2 and ready. Here we go.
Trumpets
And 1.
and low brass are okay too.
Okay, now get and 2 and
But
3.
who's clarinet?
That's
Who are those?
Here we go. And 2 and 3. And 2
Well,
and
there
3.
have people
That
that
3
be
is
like,
that nasty note. Make sure you know how to do it. Here we go. And 2 and 3. 1 and 2
There's like
and ready
strands,
those
guys.
people and 1.
To the trivia night, and it's on the
Not
same
bad.
day that he's having his
Okay.
birthday party, and I can't go to his
Not
birthday
bad.
party or the trivia.
Let's get and 2
I
and
just
3
invited him
and.
to it
One more note.
because he's
1
sponsoring
and
it.
2 and ready. Here you go. And 1.
I can't
practice
unsend
going from
it.
the
He'll probably
3
just
and
be
a
like,
couple
oh,
times.
we have that
3
thing that
and,
sounds
just
like,
the
oh,
3
yeah,
and
I
a couple
forgot.
times.
Because he told me in like midsummer, so and he hasn't texted me about it, so I'll just be like, oh yeah, I totally forgot. That's totally fine. I wish
Are you a Thriller fan?
I love how they're hearing all of it.
Okay? Let's
They
try
probably
and
aren't
do
paying
and 2
attention.
and 3 and 4 now.
They're probably
There we
just
go,
like,
those people. 1 and 2 and
Woman?
ready, here
Woman
you
with
go,
instrument?
and 1.
Earring?
Okay, add the and a 4 in
We're
there
gonna have
now.
to add an earring segment in every
2,
day.
here we go.
Like, these are
One
the earrings
and 2
today.
Your
and
mom.
full measure ready, and 1.
Oh, that's cross.
I had them
Everybody
cross.
at
I'm
33.
cross.
Here we go. Everybody at
Was that a
33.
mess?
Everyone at 33.
Everybody at 33. Here
Mister,
we
you
go.
may want to get out. We have COVID. I'm
2. 1 and 2
33?
and 3
33.
and 4
Oh, 33?
and 33.
Oh, 33.
Everyone and play and 1 and 2 and
I love that
Somebody raise
part.
your hand and remind me, how many beats does a dotted quarter note get?
One
and a half.
Say that again?
1.5.
Yeah.
This
The
many.
finger thing.
What?
Yeah. Do you not remember that?
One
Do this
and
one
a half.
first. One.
Okay,
There
somebody
you
tell
go.
me why I'm asking you.
Because we
Because-
played it wrong.
At
Why
what
are
measure?
you not playing it right?
At measure
All of
34,
it.
there's one at the end.
It's not measure 34.
Oh, she wasn't? We did it right. I don't know what they're doing. I even heard it that time.
So 34
Don't mean to brag.
and I believe 30.
Every time
I'm
you
a
say
bragger.
that, he just no need to brag.
I think it might be 38 actually.
Hey, don't brag. It's
So
bad.
it's on that and stuff. One and one. So you gotta make sure you're holding that out for as long as it's supposed to be.
How do you
and
do
cutting
it?
off.
Am I doing it?
Hey, Audrey, you listen? Are you talking?
Why is our hair look messed up?
Okay? You have to make sure that
Why is
you're
her
holding
hand
it out
like
for a
that?
beat and a half. Because the tendency is going to be to want to hold it out for a half note and then you miss the next note coming in and it won't work. Okay, so you gotta be really careful about that. So on measure.
I don't like that. I don't feel right. It's not natural.
39, 38, you get 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1.
ETs? ET.
Okay, so you get that and 4 and 1. Can't hold it out
Who's the
any
third
longer
person?
or
Is it
shorter.
the plant?
Both things are going on. We gotta all line up together. Here we go. Let's try 33 again. See if we can fix that dotted quarter note stuff that's going on. Here we go. 1,
We're gonna get like.
1
Okay, yeah.
and 2
What-
and
what are
3
we at?
and
33?
4 and
33.
33. Everyone and play and 1, 2.
I'm gonna cry.
Okay, I'm giving you 30 seconds. Work 9 to 17.
Oh.
There's specifically some people who have a couple of eighth note runs and some
Not
melody
me.
stuff that you may
Oh wait,
No,
that is
actually
us.
us.
Alright.
9 to 7.
My tongue didn't move. We did that wrong. Do this one. Okay. 2, ready, and 1. That was right.
Let's start at 9.
We weren't able to
See
play
what
it.
happens.
You aren't blessed with our music.
2.
How did
1
you do
and
that?
2 and a 3
What were we at?
and 4 and ready here at 9 and. This is one of those that you have to pay real close attention to that eighth note so that you don't do the messed up 16th
Oh my
note.
god, is that quick?
Because it's going to come
that quick?
out very
Oh
quickly.
my god.
Look
Here we go, try it again.
Good look at that.
9.
What did we do? What did we do?
1 and 2 and a
That was
3
good.
and 4 and 9. Here we go and. 1 and 2 and 3.
mark in there somewhere at 49. You
I
have
have
to
a
look up because it will drastically slow down. Super slow down. And if you don't look up, you will be wrong. Guaranteed.
I look.
Gotta look up
Oh,
for that
okay.
Did we speed up in the middle?
Nope. There's just different parts that start happening that make your brain think that. But nope.
Oh my.
For some reason I thought we went back to the repeat because I thought we.
We did go back and do the repeat.
No, it's okay. Yeah, no, for the second time.
No, you only do it one time. Now it's a matter of cleaning up a couple of the rhythms, but in the very end, but
I
it'll be
think
a
we
fun
ended
one,
up going too
especially
fast at
starting
one
to get really
point,
quick.
and then too slow, and then she was
That's
like, "That's not right." And I was like, "Wait, what?" Ba 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 ba.
Yeah, yeah, smoke
Smoke
the
on the water.
This one I actually put in place.
Sorry, mommy.
Got it. Mommy? Sorry. Mommy? No, wait. Reggie? Reggie. Copyright. Sorry. Mommy? Hey. Reggie? Reggie?
One and two and three and four and ready, here we go. Okay.
I hate that so much.
Remember tomorrow you
I wanna
are
look at
going to
something.
probably be marching.
Hi.
Most likely with the
Wait, hold up.
Bye. Peace out, home dog.